Hey everyone, so yeah, ever since I injured my knee, I've been really thinking about the whole accident. Like knee injuries are very common for kiteboarding, but PCLs are extremely rare. So I thought, why not use this free time I've got to show people what I did to get back on the water. Yeah, so I was competing in the GKA France, the very first World Tour event, and basically I was in my third heat, round 3, and yeah, it was going pretty well. The conditions were very up and down, so it was really tricky to make it work, and yeah, I ended up landing quite a few of my tricks, and I was actually seeding in first, I think after the midway of the heat. We had the watches, the Surfer app watches, which was really cool. It was the first time using this app, and yeah, it was telling me I was winning, so it was pretty cool. And then when I went for my 5th trick attempt, that's when I went from first to third. So I had 2 trick attempts left, and that's really what I think which made me kind of block out the risk factor. And I just went for this trick, and I said, no matter what, I'm going to land this. And it wasn't a crazy hard trick. It was a double back roll, board off by the fin, kite loop. And yeah, when I put the board back on, I just felt like I was free falling. I wasn't really getting pulled forward, and the kite didn't really catch me. And I kind of just dropped out the sky, and I basically tried to muscle land it. And I've never had my knee buckle under me before. So basically the impact was so solid because I tried to land it that my knee just buckled out left, and yeah, my bum was sitting on my ankle, and my ankle was rolled underneath it, and yeah, that whole impact just traveled up my leg, and yeah, that's pretty much what did it. Instantly I knew I'd done something. I just felt it. The leg kind of went into shock mode, and yeah, I was in a lot of pain, and I couldn't even kick. I basically released my kite, and I was just floating on my back, and then the jet ski got me, and I managed to pull myself up, and my knee actually felt it slightly like it was kind of out dislocated because it went so far that way, and then until I actually placed the knee on the back of the sled behind the jet ski is when my knee actually felt like it stabilized a bit. And then, yeah, I noticed straight away, well, everyone noticed that my ankle was like a balloon instantly. So everyone thought I broke my ankle, but actually I was worried about the knee. The ankle wasn't actually sore, it just was massive. And yeah, so that was pretty much it. And then off I went in the ambulance to figure out what I've done. Yeah, it's quite funny because they were driving super fast, and I'm in the back like, and yeah, we got to the hospital pretty quickly, and but then I had to wait a while, so I was like, why did we end up speeding, when I had to wait a bit? But yeah, we ended up only doing x-rays, unfortunately. You have to wait three weeks to get an MRI in France, so didn't really work out to get the MRI to know what I've actually done. I knew it wasn't anything to do with bone, I knew it was ligament, and yeah, the x-rays all came back fine. I had a friend that reached out to me. His name is Christoph. He's actually a surgeon from Germany who has his own clinic, and he was very, very helpful to me. He managed to pull some strings for me, and yeah, managed to get an MRI in Barcelona 2 days later. So yeah, I decided to just commit and drive there. It's about just under 3 hour drive each way, so it was a 6-hour day, and I just was like, I want to know what I've done, So I went to Barcelona, and yeah, got the MRI, and it's quite funny because the guy that I went and got the MRI for, he was kind of like a junior, so not the guy above who's been doing it a long time, and he pretty much said, hey, it's not looking good, like I think you need surgery. And then his boss came in not long after, and then he's saying that, hey, that type of injury with MCL and PCL, heals pretty good on the brace, and you do 6 to 8 weeks in the brace, and you can make a tremendous improvement. So I like that method a lot better. So after that, I drove home a little bit confused, but also a little bit of hope, you could say. And yeah, I ended up reaching out to my friend Christoph and seeing his take on it, and he was agreeing with that method. That looks like I'll make a recovery with the brace. So it was looking like some more hope there, and then yeah, I had to decide whether I would go to the clinic in Germany and get treatment there, but obviously travel insurance hasn't kicked in yet. Healthcare in New Zealand can be pretty good. So I just decided, I knew it was going to be a bit of a road to recovery, so I decided to try get home and do everything at home in my comfort of my home and see a good surgeon here. So yeah, flew home. That was pretty uncomfortable. Obviously I was only like 5 days after the accident, and the knee's pretty swollen walking around, and I was on crutches in this point, and I wasn't in the best knee brace, but I was in a pretty good knee brace I could found. Had a compression sock, and yeah, flew home, and that ended up feeling like a really long trip. I mean, flying to Europe to New Zealand's long enough as it is, but flying injured just makes it feels even longer. But yeah, got home, and then I think 2 days later I went and saw a really good surgeon that my mate put me in touch with, and his name's Mark Clayworthy, and yeah, ended up seeing him. I ended up getting another MRI, and then did the leg examination, which is very important because my MRI results to my leg examination were quite different. On my MRI, it said that my ACL was partial torn, my MCL was ruptured, and my PCL was ruptured. And on the leg examination, my ACL was critically stable, and my PCL was grade 2, not grade 3, and my MCL was grade 1, not grade 3. So quite a bit different. So yeah, if I could say any advice, I would say definitely make sure you go around and get more than one opinion from one surgeon, and always, surgery is always the last resort you want to take. You always want to make sure that it is possible you can heal on your own, but you just want to make sure you get enough opinions that you're making the right call. So Mark Clayworthy pretty much told me that yeah, the brace option was looking like a good possibility for me to make a full recovery, and I was happy with that. By that time, that's 3 surgeons that all pretty much said the same thing. So I was happy to try that route. Yeah, so this is the brace I've been in for the last almost 8 weeks now. So what this does is, if you see, I've got a lot of pressure on the bottom of my leg. So what it is, PCL is the one responsible for the bottom of your leg to go backwards. ACL is the one to go forwards. So basically this keeps my leg forward, which keeps my ligament tight, my PCL. So this is how it can heal nice and tight. If this wasn't keeping pressure here, basically my leg will sag back because it's not strong, and it will heal saggy, which means it's always going to be loose if it heals. So this allows it to stay nice and small and tight and heal tight, and that's how you can make it almost like a normal PCL. So yeah, this brace has been amazing. I think it makes a huge difference with getting the ligaments nice and tight again. And obviously sleeping in it's super rough. Like, I've been in this thing for almost 8 weeks, and day and night 24/7. Apart from showers, that's the only time I'm out of this brace, is showering. Yeah, so pretty much after I got put in this brace, yeah, the first kind of like week, I would say I was doing majority of stuff at home. There wasn't too much I could do. The main thing was like trying to get on an exercise bike as soon as possible, with how much my leg was allowing me to get around. So I had to start with the seat quite high and then gradually work my way down, just to get the knee moving, blood flowing and stuff like that. And yeah, there's a few things at home, like with a band and stuff like that. Also icing. I had a machine called Game Ready, which was amazing. I've never used this before. It's basically ice compression machine, and I was doing this from the start 6 times a day. That was the maximum you're allowed to do it. So I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, so it's just, my knee was massive, and same with my ankle. So I had to get rid of quite a lot of swelling. And this machine, I used that for 2 weeks, and that helped a lot. So yeah, I'd say the first thing you want to do is get on top of that swelling, and try and get a little bit of movement going with biking and a few band stuff at home. And then from there, I started physio, and had physio 3 times a week. And yeah, that's when we started doing some exercises in the gym. And it's a lot of repetitive stuff, you know, high repetitions, 20 reps of 6 sets, and only 30-second rest periods. And that's just trying to encourage my quad to fire up. Because, yeah, basically when you've got a lot of swelling in the knee, it doesn't fire up correctly. It won't allow it. So you can do certain methods to help get that working normal. So that's the kind of routine I've been doing, and just maintaining muscle size. So not really strengthening. I can't push hard enough at the early stages because my leg is healing. So it's just trying to maintain what I got, get a little bit of movement back. And then, yeah, when the healing's done, that's when you can start pushing it back 100% and getting back on the water. Yeah, so it's quite funny because, yeah, I got into FPV flying, I think 2 months before this injury, without knowing I'm going to get injured. But it's worked out pretty good, because it's definitely kept me, I would say, not obsessed about the injury, because you don't want to overthink about the injury. You just want to try and live normal, and just do something throughout your day, you know. And
in my virtual world. Ready?
I actually just started to film some kiteboarding, and yeah, ended up catching some pretty epic sessions with young Hugo Wigglesworth, which is he's a talented rider from New Zealand. So it's been really cool to shoot him and get some shots of him. And yeah, it's been cool to see the boys, you know, on the water, and seeing the days they get out there, but also feeling like I'm kind of out there on the little FPV, but I'm not out there. But it kind of actually does get me a little bit excited. So it has been cool to have something like that as a distraction, to not focus on the injury, and then just have a bit of fun, you know. But it's been cool to learn a new skill as well, you know, just build a skill set with other things. And yeah, I've been doing that a bit, which has been really cool. Meow. Meow. my cat's been an idiot. Naughty boy. My coordination, because I can't do that with kiting now, so don't worry about that one. Okay, cut that one. See that? Bullseye.